Born Good going to be in on the Priest against the Super Rejects, playing the composition that has gotten them very far.
I mean, I think Envious, they have this Rep Paladin Destruction Warlock for Cleaves. Curious to see how it plays into the Arcane Mage Feral Druid. Envious charging across the map. It could be quite difficult for Envious to actually stay on a target, but it will also be equally as difficult for the Arcane Mage to cast with a Warlock on the opposing team.
And it looks like Super Rejects, they want to get aggressive on a Born Good right away. Full Hammer, Justice going to be secured. Portal's coming out from Thugonomics as well. So he's trying to play a solid defense. Cole looking for the Hex, gets interrupted there. Envious going down to around 40% HP as well. Normally, Rep Pallies don't do too well into the Arcane Mage. It can be very difficult to stick to your target. But we'll have to see how it plays out. I mean, they do have the Shaman and the Destruction Warlock to back up that Retribution Paladin, which normally can be difficult for an Arcane Mage.
Nice Hammer of Justice here from Envious right at the tail end of his Crusade. This is his maximum damage output. Boom Surge is trying to peel him off of Born Good. Good support. Born Good should be able to easily restabilize with this Rapture, Archangel, Chaos Bolt straight to the face of Zach. Actually blinking out of line of sight of Born Good for a couple of seconds, trying to displace back, finds a sneaky polymorph. Let's see if they can get the damage. Thugonomics is going to use Unending Resolve defensively to get fears and protect and easily survive this attack. Envious Sanctuary Colo out of the fear. Although the pressure is actually sort of in favor of Super Whales. As Thugonomics dipped dangerously low. Are they going to do it? A bash on Colo. Blessing of Protection is going to allow Thugonomics to restabilize, but Super Whales are showing signs of life. A full Hex snuck out their instant dispel though from Boom Surge. Perfectly timed.
Yeah, Born Good's going to be completely fine. I feel like the objective for Envious this game is to knock off the Vim that Born Good is probably spec'd into. So if you can knock off that Vim, ultimately Thugonomics is going to be able to get that cleave pressure on a Boom Surge and Zach, reducing the overall healing that Super Whales can really put out. Maim over on Nicolo, Envious down to 50% HP. Earthen Shield Totem should keep him tanky enough to survive. Not force out that Divine Shield just yet. Zach looking for the Polymorph. He gets interrupted. Born Good now into another Hodge, but the damage just isn't there. Thugonomics now going for the Mortal Coil. Chaos Bolt. Born Good gets caught into the stun. Big burst damage coming in from Super Rejects. Born Good barely surviving.
Yeah, but he's still getting chased down. Colo right on top of him. Catches a Power Shield. I'm surprised to not see the Archangel at this point. He's still under fire. He's hanging on by a thread. Lands a double fear. Full poly secured as they are launching reverse pressure now towards both Envious and Thugonomics. They can keep Colo locked out. They drop the chain for a second. Envious gets mind controlled away. It's going to be Unending Resolve. Traded out for Thugonomics, but because Colo is not playing Trinket, it could be devastating if he gets crowd control chained later and Thugonomics gets stun locked. Boom Surge peeling the Warlock away as Zach retreats. They're pulling back, trying to force Envious off their team. He's got Crusade rolling, so he's going to be building up a lot of damage. Zach is trying to take control of that with some polymorphs. Not able to completely lock him down, but I think it's important that Zach and Boom Surge both kite during this Crusade moment. Temporal Shield is soaking a lot of the damage for free. That pops him back up to full. Colo getting ready for the next attack. There's an opening, a 25-second window here if they can get a full polymorph on Colo, but it looks like they're the ones actually falling behind as Born Good's caught into a Hammer of Justice. The entire team getting torn apart, gets feared away. Sanctuary removes all that crowd control. Soul Harvest pop for Thugonomics, gets Skull Bash though at the end of it. Zach with no ice block, Envious all over him. Zach blinks away, Born Good retreats. They've left Boom Surge behind though. He trades out Survival Instinct's Life Grip, says come back here to the pillar, as it seems that Super Whales are not able to capitalize on that opening. Thugonomics now with Unending Resolve available will have free reign.
Yeah, Super Whales having to play exceptionally defensive in that moment. That was really scary for Born Good. The Rapture ultimately kept him alive, as well as, you know, Zach running away, Boom Surge getting gripped away. There's a full sheep though on Nicolo. Thugonomics going to be responding with that Unending Resolve, looking for the Chaos Bolt. Manages to land on Born Good. Blood Elf Silence as well. Thugonomics lands another Chaos Bolt, but Born Good's in a good position. He lands the Fear, and might actually have to get his bubble off here. Can Born Good go for the Master Spell? Can Super Whales close out this game? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Envious there to deny. Zach getting low as well though. Thugonomics trying to create some pressure with that Destruction Warlock. All
right, Incarnation is still up. There's no Unending Resolve, no Divine Shield. Colo is going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has to preemptively use his defensive cooldowns as he is playing Relentless. They've managed to lock Boom Surge in the middle of the map for a Chaos Bolt. Gets counterspelled by Zach. Good backup. Cap Totem though onto Born Good as Boom Surge is still low in the middle of the map. Another Chaos Bolt gets Skull Bash though. Boom Surge immediately retreating back behind the pillar. He does not want to play that game with a Chaos Bolt ready and waiting for him. Zach down to half, Boom Surge down to half. Born Good almost out of mana. They do have a window to win though on Envious. They've got decent pressure. Boom Surge is jumping in. It's all or nothing, but Born Good gets feared away. Zach can't sneak in for a polymorph just yet. Boom Surge is forced to retreat. Zach can't find the poly just yet. He's trying to fake cast the interrupts. Gets Mortal Coiled into a Chaos Bolt. He's out of line of sight of Born Good. He trinkets, he blinks, but that was a big one. Barely hangs on. He actually uses a temporal shield, almost kind of wasted. It was after all the damage hit him. He pops the arcane power. They're trying to get some damage onto Envious. Boom Surge moves over. He gets feared away. Good deflect from Thugonomics. They need to deny the stun as long as possible. There's no sanctuary. There's the stun. Zach needs to land a poly, but he got feared away. Thugonomics just playing goalie for the entire team. Now securing a fear on a Born Good. Chaos Bolts are flying. Boom Surge might be dying. He shadow melds the Chaos Bolt, avoiding the damage. Great play from Boom Surge.
Yeah, once again, Super Whales forced to retreat. Envious charging in. Triple Blood Elf Silence. Wings going to be popped as well. Basically funneling everyone into Thugonomics as he's able to get out that damage. Rapture, Pain Suppression, everything committed by Born Good. Colo going to be pushing in. He gets feared up, and Zach ultimately will be taken down. Super Rejects claims game number 1 in this Super Showdown.
Very well played by this Super
C-Chain, and they managed to proc that bubble from Envious, but it was already when dampening was almost in the game, so it took them a little bit too long. If they had a better opener, they could have potentially forced you know, these cooldowns already at the start of the game, and then now they could have
Super Whales be able to do. They don't have all of their compositions available to them, but they've already put up a fight in the blind pick. Super Rejects going to be leading one as we jump into game number 2.
All right, Super Rejects look like they're going to be able to fish up an easy win here unless the Super Whales can step up and prove them wrong. Boom Surge this time around not running Incarnation, or at least not just yet, which is a bit of a peculiar decision. It means his spread damage is going to be higher, but his single target burst is going to be lacking.
Yeah, maybe that's the strategy they're going to be going for. Arcane Mage is going to be good at that AoE damage, so maybe they just want to try to rot everybody down in this matchup. I don't know if it'll ultimately work out, but definitely something they might want to be considering here. You can see Boom Surge is going to be opening up onto Colo right away. Zach pushing in to get the Mark of Allen with that big pressure over onto Colo. If they can keep good pressure onto him, maybe they can rot down Envious Thugonomics as well. Right away, Envious looking like he wants to connect that Hammer of Justice onto Born Good so they can start getting that cleave pressure going.
I think both teams might be just trying to do as much damage to all 3 members of each other team. Born Good, though, getting trained down by Envious with the Crusade rolling. Zach getting bursted down. Temporal Shield barely saving him. Thugonomics having field day, free casting, Chaos Bolt after Chaos Bolt. Another one connects.
And good night.
Good night.
Zach. Yeah, and down.
do what they can do to try to make it to top 4. These guys want to go to the summer finals. Everybody in this tournament does want to do that. So, of course, they need to go in and just give it their best shot. And I think that the inexperience of Zach on Mage is one thing, but I think that it's more a strategy thing as well. It doesn't feel like they know exactly how they want to approach this matchup, and that could very well be because they don't know you know.
Looking for the 3-0. Super Whales look like a fish out of water here without SSDS, but will they be able to regain? Will they be able to bring this to a game number 4? We find out right now.
Wonder how big Egyptians would have had to build a pyramid to entomb a whale. If you think about that. Like, would it be like twice the size of a pyramid? This is a random thought. I'm trying to come up with puns in this map,
like the
okay?
Pyramids are pretty big.
Way big.
Yeah, the
think they're bigger than a whale?
Yes.
I've seen them.
I need some math.
Are you serious right now?
All right, stop it with these fishtails. Jump back into the series. Super Rejects versus Super Whales. I don't want to think about how big a pyramid needs to be for a whale.
All right, Born Good on the Retribution Paladin. He's going to be moving in, looking for some damage over on the Thugonomics. But ultimately, it seems like immediately Born Good and Boom Surge are forced into a very defensive position. Thugonomics and Colo just positioned in the open. Chaos Bolts connect, and Super Whales, I just feel like this is going to be so hard for them.
This is why I don't understand the map pick. They're all stacked up behind the pillar. Envious can just have triple damage. Born Good can only hit 1 target. I mean, obviously they're on the back foot. This is just a comp that they're throwing out there, but the map pick didn't set up well for it. Thugonomics finally feeling some pressure as Envious is dipping down, and they are showing some signs of life. Sanctuary to get Colo out of the stun. Colo instantly restabilizing his team. Thugonomics going for some Chaos Bolts. 1 towards Born Good. He's trying to duck behind the pillar, but Envious in hot pursuit. Actually getting stunned up. He's going to trinket. Double Infernal. This is going to be a lot of damage coming out from Thugonomics as the Divine Shield will be forced from Born Good.
Yeah, and that's a major defensive cooldown that Super Rejects was able to get from Super Whales. Born Good now going to be, or sorry, Boom Surge going to be trinketing out of that stun onto him. Incarnation's going to be popped as they look to get aggressive. Super Rejects, though, in a commanding lead. Ascendant's going to be popped. Born Good getting low, 20% HP. Zach has to top him off, but you can see Super Rejects is in hot pursuit. So full seduce going out onto Zach. It's going to really slow down the incoming healing that he has. Hammer of Justice onto Boom Surge. Hex onto Zach. Boom Surge able to get it off. There's a Blessing Protection onto Boom Surge. But basically, Super Whales is just flailing right now.
Yeah, a barrier drop down as the Super Rejects look to reject the Super Whales from the tournament. It looks like they're going to be able to. Psychic Scream secured. Sanctuary is going to remove that, though, quite quickly. There's a Chaos Bolt. There's a Feral Druid. That's not looking too good for the Feral Druid as Boomsurge is just trying to run away from Thugonomics.
Oh, another
Chaos Bolt could easily claim the kill as he's on 10% and falls. The Super Rejects will clean this series up and advance tomorrow 3-0.
You got to feel for Super Whales. Honestly, I was really impressed by their games earlier today. Unfortunately, they didn't have their 4th member, but I think this is a good tournament for them overall.
I mean, there's one more tournament left. This is definitely not the way, though, that you do want to go out, right? You don't want to do it without your main composition.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally worse.
Play and saw the Super Whales with their full compositions. They looked convincing. You know, it did really look dangerous for the rest of the players as a jungle moved forward. And not only, the thing that we've seen with so many of the jungles in the NA is that's it. They're just jungles. We see it in the EU as well. We don't see that many jungles actually. Sunday, and first up, it's going to be the Move versus Super Frogs. Very excited to see if Super Frogs can actually take out the Move, and then we have Noble and Super Rejects in that lower bracket tomorrow, Venrique.
Yeah, it's going to be